Welcome back to Biz Audio, and look, we're covering some more radio industry news. I want to jump back to Friday really quickly, where 7 million shares of ARN were bought at apparently what is being called a bargain basement price. Now, on Friday afternoon, yes, 7 million shares were bought, and a lot of people are saying, is it Kyle Sandilands? Look, I don't really know too much about that sort of stock market trading sort of mumbo jumbo, but look, I think it could be likely that Kyle did buy those shares. It wouldn't have been much money for him to spend. The shares were about 18 to 21 cents, or was 18 to 21 cents per share. I think that's one interesting thing to know, because the stock price is at an all-time low. I think it was about 180 last time I checked. Not today, but like the lowest it's been in a very long time. But look, that's something to note. Simo has taken the reins for Fresh 92.7 Drive in Adelaide. Simon Gale has started his new show yesterday, and he's taken over from Harry Boyd Turner, who's heading to uni and studying to become a high school maths teacher. A bit of a change of scenery for him. And we have some more departures at ARN, and I think this one's quite interesting because, look, Ida Evanian, I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm so sorry if you're listening and I get this wrong. After a 4-year journey at ARN, she's departed the network. Evanian came to ARN in March 2022 as the marketing manager for Cater. In 2023, she switched over to the digital iHeart network as a promotions manager. And so she's announced that on LinkedIn. I think that's quite an interesting one. And of course, the big news of the week. 2SM will be back in the ratings most likely next year. I spoke to Chris Smith last week from 2SM, the Castle of Common Sense. I went to 2SM. What a grand, amazing studio. What an amazing experience in itself to be able to sit down with one of the talkback legends in Australia, taking over from the late John Laws. What the most amazing broadcaster of all time, Lawsy. But it was great to sit in the grand 2SM studio in Pyrmont, and I got to chat with him. At the very end of the interview, he said that 2SM will most definitely or most likely be back in the ratings next year. And I think it'll be great to see where they sit in the ratings. Now, we haven't seen 2SM in the ratings for a very, very long time. And I think it'll be a real test to see whether Talkback and AM is still king after all this time. And one last thing for today. Tomorrow, actually, we have a special guest joining the show. Lockie Pringle will be on Biz Audio tomorrow. You can check that out about midday or about 9 o'clock, somewhere between there, in the morning. And that was a great interview. Chatted all about his time at Triple M with Lou and Jarch. And what an amazing guest to have on the podcast. And we've got a few other guests joining us in the next few weeks. And on Friday, I am doing work experience again. I'm back in the work experience world at a different station. And I think this one is a bit different because I've done commercial. It's still commercial, don't worry. But I've done more hip-hop and music-based. But I'm moving to a different sort of talkback station for my work experience on Friday. And that'll be a really, really fun time. So, look, it's Biz Audio. Catch us tomorrow with Lockie Pringle. And I'll have a bit more of your news updates in the radio industry tomorrow.